Hello dear student, I am Rajwan Singh from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Today I will explain our environment chapter first of SST of class 7. So let's start. Natural environment. What is natural environment? The natural environment consists of physical elements are the abiotic environment and biological elements are the biotic environment. Abiotic environment. What is abiotic environment? The abiotic environment comprises the inorganic or non-living things in the environment. On the basis of the physical characteristics, it is divided into three parts. First, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. These, along with biosphere comprising our biotic environment, are also called the four realms of the earth. The lithosphere is the solid rock surface of the earth that makes the existence of plants, animals, and human beings that is possible. It also provides us a space to build settlements, to cultivate crops and plants, forests, mines, and the various geological resources use the different purposes. It means the hydrosphere are the realm of water that is liquid or solid, including groundwater, is extremely essential for the survival of all forms of life on the earth. It means this is the better for the life of the human being on the earth. The atmosphere, or you can say the mixture of gases which surrounds the earth, sustains life by providing different life supporting gases that protects the earth from the harmful radiations of the sun and regulates the temperature of the earth by making it habitable. That is done in the habitat, you can say every routine, and it helps in our life, in our breathing, and to live securely. And the next, biotic environment. What is biotic environment? The three realms of spheres, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere that I have told you before converge to form a narrow zone of interaction, the biosphere, which supports life. It means it supports life, it helps us in living a happy life. Therefore, it includes the biotic environment and also a biotic environment to a great extent. The biosphere is spread from the bottom of the ocean and the height about 11,000 meter below from sea level and to the peak of the loftiest mountains about 9,000 meter above sea level. It means the height and depth both are described. Height is 11,000 meter below, depth and above 9,000 meter from sea level. The biosphere is home to all the living organisms which are interdependent. The producers, also called autotrophs, such as green plants, can prepare their own food using water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. You can say by the process of photosynthesis. Interaction between the components of the environment. An ecosystem comes into existence following the interaction among all living organisms that are dependent on each other and their interaction with the physical environment in which they reside, for instance, forests, grasslands, deserts, etc. It is a natural unit comprising non living, you can say land, water, and air, and living elements, for example, plants and animals, etc. The biosphere also contains distinct regions called biomes and aquatic life zones, wherein each zone has its own physical conditions and unique organic compositions. The biotic abiotic components are not only interrelated but also function in a systematic manner. It forms a definite system. You can say it makes a definite system that helps in our life. This is why the biosphere is referred to as the global ecosystem and biomes as the regional ecosystems. Constant interaction between living and non living things. Constant interaction means a dynamic character to our environment which plays a better role in our uh, environment for living a happy life. Any change in the abiotic environment produces a resultant change in the atmosphere. And next, human environment. What is human environment? First of all, we know about human environment. Dear student, the environment is the source of all resources which human beings require in order to prosper and survive. To live on the earth happily and to live with the joyfully life, it is very helpful. Early humans lived in harmony with nature, but with the advancement of science and technology, rapid industrialization, and spread of agriculture, urbanization, and overpopulation resulted. It helps the human environment to live properly on the earth. Human beings have transformed the environment to fulfill their needs. They can fill up their needs by these requirements. These activities have intensified the process of environmental degradation, and this is the reason. An increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the air has led to global warming, and you know about global warming very well. Sustainable development should take place in a society where the requirements of the present do not in any way compromise the ability of future generations to meet their needs. And you can say that the growth of such a social system involves checking population growth, sensible use of resources. Resources means the petroleum, petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Using renewable sources of energy, recycling of wastes, etc. Wastes, you can say plastic and the materials made up of plastic that will be recycled by the machines. And by recycling, we use these things again and again. And this is the better idea that we can pursue these things. So, dear student, you have to study this chapter again and you have to read at your home and read very sincerely. That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.